So, good day. A little different tempo. You saw a practice that you really haven't seen here in training camp in the past here. So I think we got a lot done from an execution standpoint. It was hot. It heated up. The guys handled it well. We had some guys out of practice, some guys with minor things, Duvernay, for instance, and other guys were just held out for vet days. So nothing major on that front. Okay, what questions you have?
Tony Jefferson, were you able to see that play he made?
I saw it.
What would you think of it?
It was a great play. It was a great play. I mean, go back there. He's in quarters coverage, carries the deep over route. That's a big play opportunity for the offense. I don't know how he got his hand in that ball. That was great in and of itself. Then he finds a way to tip it to himself and catch it and make a diving catch. And then he got up and ran. Sorry.
What's the strategy with the pads? Sort of spacing it out as far as going back-to-back days with that? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of part of the tempo, kind of what we're trying to get accomplished in terms of ramping the guys up.
John, do you think we've already seen the best version of Michael Pierce, or does he still have room to sort of build on maybe some of that pass rush production that we saw in Minnesota last year?
I think he has room to build on it. Yeah, Charles, I'd agree with that. I mean, he looks really good out there. He's practicing well. He's very fit, but I still think he's shaping himself and rounding himself into football shape. So. And then in the big picture of his career, I know he's not satisfied with where he's at or how he's played the last couple of years. He's been good, but not probably to his expectations yet. So I believe he has a statement to make.
John, with Pierce and Urban, I know it's early in camp, but do they look like the same players you remember, or how have they changed? If so, what have you seen?
They look exactly the same, if not better. I mean, it's early. We're not in pads. We're not in games. It's hard to say, but from a practice standpoint, they look as good as they ever did.
John, with Tyler Beatty, I know it's extremely early, but have you seen what you expected to see out of him after, in the draft process, or has he kind of surprised you?
No, we've seen what we thought. I mean, we thought he'd be good, and he's been good. Quick, smart, picks up the plays well, kind of a quiet demeanor, just kind of, you give him a coaching point, he kind of shakes his head and keeps moving and tries to get it right. When the real football comes on, I think that's when you find out about the running backs.
John, I don't think we ever asked you about when you guys brought in Corey Clement right before the start of camp. What did you like about him, and what have been your impressions?
I mean, I always thought he was a real physical guy, real quick-footed downhill guy. I really didn't know how physically impressive he was. When you see him in person, and his attitude just off the charts. He and I got a handshake now that he taught me, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll show it to you later.
John, we've seen Vince Beagle do some cool stuff on the outside, but also handle some responsibilities as an inside backer. And obviously, it's a ways away from making 53, but does he have that kind of flexibility to do that during the regular season?
I think he does. He's done it before. He's always played outside backer, but he's been in a lot of 4-3 systems, Jonas, where he's played off the ball. Usually as a Will, sometimes as a Sam. That's kind of what he's doing here. Really, we adjust like some 4-3 teams do, and certain change of strength things that take the backers off the ball. So he can do it for sure.
Coach, go back to the safety, Tony Jefferson. I think that Marcus Williams and those guys seem to be communicating very well back there. Right?
Agree with that. We really emphasize over communication. And we even use the term obnoxious communication. We want to be obnoxious communicators. That's the goal. You want to be loud. You want to jump off the screen, man. It's a flat screen. And you guys know what that is, right? You guys who have your TV shows, right? You got to jump off that screen. So that's what you got to do as a communicator. So I'm really, really impressed with those guys. And not just those guys. I feel like on offense we're getting better and better. I feel like the quarterbacks have taken a step in that way too and are doing a great job. It is kind of you don't get as many opportunities to evaluate them. That's a great point, Kyle. I mean, you just don't. So they're not in pads. It's an execution practice. Like we told them, we want to be fast and perfect. That's the goal, to be fast and perfect. Communication is kind of the foundation of that. So they're not fighting against each other for position and leverage and all that kind of stuff. So it makes those opportunities when they do, like yesterday, even that much more important.
John, is it hard fighting your nature in that, like for what you want out of training camp, what you've grown up with, and at this point to say, all right, guys, don't do it?
No, that would be like living in loser world. I guess we'll do it. No one's making us do it. We've determined because we've really studied it and thought about it that this is the best way to make our team the best. And it's not just about injuries, or it's not just about ramping up tempos and things like that. I also have a suspicion that it's going to help our execution. In the end, it's kind of knowledge before physicality kind of a mindset. It's kind of what we're chasing. Execution before physicality. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll see how good we are, especially early in the season.
John, to my amateur eyes, it looks like some new wrinkles there with the RPO stuff we saw today. Is that something that you guys went to work on this offseason?
Yeah, you know, I think all those things really, to be honest with you, Jonas, have been in the playbook. We've got all those RPO plays in there. We probably haven't tapped into them all. The principles are all the same. The routes kind of tweak a little bit. We have been a big RPO team, but yeah, your amateur eye is pretty keen. You saw a lot of it today, you know, and I thought it was pretty well executed. And our defense, you know, part of it was for our defense too, because we're going to see some of that stuff early in the season, and we're learning. You know, it's tough stuff to defend. It's challenging.
Two more guys.
John, do you encourage the younger quarterbacks to sort of try things out? You know, can you fit the ball in here, or is there? How do you manage that line? I guess
it's a great question. You know, you want to kind of push the envelope and figure things out, but you throw too many interceptions, you know, the experiment's over pretty quick. So if I was a young quarterback, I'd probably try not to throw interceptions, you know, if I was trying to prove myself. At least that's how I feel as a coach. Huh? And I don't want to see fumbles. Like, you know, one of the guys had a big catch and ran down the field, and he got the ball punched out. It's like, to me, it's like it negates the whole thing, you know. So that ball is everything. You guys know the stats on that, right? The ball security is everything. So if you play like you practice, you know, Lamar's going to test things out more, but the young guys, to your point, I think probably not quite as much.
A lot of free safety looks at 11 on 11 today. Is that something you're just working on today, or is that Mike trying to find the best guys to get on the field?
I think Jerry's more scripting and install. Those are all those periods, those 6 periods were all install periods. So we're installing the defenses, and the offense was also scripting some defenses they need to see, so it was all more structural.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate you guys.